injury. Pete's dad played for the Los Angeles Raiders. If you know, you know. True Raider representing. All right, let's officially look at the Raider rookie players that are on the team. We're not going to go into detail, but some of these are undrafted rookie free agents and stuff like that. We got Clark Barrington at guard, Brock Bowers at tight end, Carter Bradley at quarterback. He's the other quarterback that we didn't talk about earlier, but he's listed on the chart of the camp roster. Andrew Cooker out of TCU at position of tackle. MJ Devonshire, cornerback out of Pittsburgh. Tommy Eichenberg out of Ohio State, and I like that name. Linebacker, man. I like those Ohio State linebackers, man. I hope you make the team. Jeff Foreman, wide receiver out of Arkansas State. Tomari Fox out of North Carolina at the defensive tackle position. TJ Franklin sounds like a president in a presidential year at defensive edge rusher out of Baylor. We got Amari Gaynor, linebacker out of North Carolina. We got DJ Glaze, tackle out of Maryland. Woo! Governor. With a name like Governor in a political season out of cornerback at Northern Iowa. Then we got Tulu Griffin. He's a good player. I've seen his highlights. He's good. He's interesting. He could be a special team standout. Tulu Griffin, if he makes the team. Tulu Griffin, wide receiver out of Mississippi State. We got Jake Johanning, guard out of Furman. Ramel Caton out of Tennessee, wide receiver. Then my boy Dylan Lobb, who I'm rooting for a lot, my standout from the rookies, besides Brock Bowers. Dylan Lobb, running back out of New Hampshire. Jackson Powers Johnson, guard out of Oregon. I love that dude. Will Putnam, center out of Clemson. DeCameron Washington out of Mississippi State at cornerback. Philane Sanford. I'm having a heart attack. It's the biggest one I've ever had, Sanford and Son. Out of Nebraska at safety, we got Noah Shannon, defensive tackle, Iowa. Jaquan Shepard, cornerback out of Maryland. Ron Stone, that's a big, heavy name. We got Ron Stone, defensive edge rusher out of Washington. We got Trey Taylor, safety out of Air Force. Out of Air Force safety. Then we got Rashad Williams, cornerback out of Texas Tech. Well, I know all the drafted players hopefully make the team, but there is a couple that I believe were undrafted, like Tulu Griffin. He might have been undrafted. I got to look at the draft picks again. But I think he might make the team, and I'm rooting for him. And I don't know if Tommy Eichenberg was drafted, but I'm rooting for him. But there it is. There's the Raiders rookies that are coming into this season for the 2024 season. And now let's just quickly go through the projected roster. Then we're going to watch a Raider video, and then we're going to start the third half of the show for the third hour. What's up, Mikey? Oh, I already read that. Running backs will be the position battle to watch, as well as quarterback, Frost, as well as quarterback. That being said, let's look at the projected roster from some experts and see if we agree. This is the offensive line, or the offensive projected roster that are projected to be the 53-man roster. According to, I believe it was like Bleacher Report. Sorry, I'm getting a bunch of phone calls. We got the roster that made the roster is Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew, and Anthony Brown. And will they dress 3 quarterbacks? I doubt it. Then the cut candidate is Carter Bradley. The running back, the ones that make the roster, according to these experts, are Zamir Zeus White, Alexander Madison, Amir Abdullah, and then Dylan Law, baby. And then the cuts, Britton Brown and Sincere McCormick. And I guarantee you, Britton Brown or Sincere McCormick will be a the practice squad running backs. Hope for no injuries. There might be a possibility where we need to get a free agent running back, but I doubt it. I think they're good with what they got. Wide receivers, players that make the roster are Devontae Adams, Jacoby Myers, Trey Tucker, Michael Gallup. That's right. I didn't even mention Gallup. He's on the roster. I didn't even mention that. I think the website didn't even have him as a wide receiver when I showed the pictures earlier. What? I forgot about Michael Gallup. And then there it is. They predicted Tutu Griffin will be on the team. So Trey Tucker and Tutu Griffin are probably the special teams players. Michael Gallup. It's interesting. Because he's a veteran. Cut candidates are DJ Turner, Jalen Guyton. Wow, the receiver out of San Diego, the speedy receiver. Really? All right. Christian Wilkinson will be cut, according to them. Tyrek McAllister, Alex Beckham, Jeff Foreman, and Ramal Keaton. I have a feeling Jalen Guyton and DJ Turner or Tulu Griffin, either one of them will be practice squad players. Then we got tight end making the team: Brock Bowers, Michael Mayer, Harrison Bryant, and Samuel Schenker, 4 tight ends. Well, you're definitely going to need to keep 4 tight ends instead of 3 when you run 12 personnel and you have 2 tight ends on the field all the time. So I can understand that. But they're cutting Zach Gentry and Cole Featheringham, and Zach Gentry will probably go to the practice squad, or Samuel Schenker, in my opinion, because he was with the Bears, Zach Gentry and Luke Getsy. So he knows the offense. So you're going to want to keep Zach Gentry around. That's just my opinion. Wilkerson balled out last season for the wide receivers. You're exactly right. I do remember that. Thank you very much, True Raider. These are the projected 53-man roster. Offensive linemen: Colton Miller, Jackson Powers Johnson, Andre James, Dylan Parham, Thayer Mumford Jr., DJ Glaze, Andres Pete, Cody Whitehair, and Dalton Wagner. Then the cut candidates are Jordan Meredith, Jalen McKenzie, Clark Barrington, Will Putnam, Ben Brown. Really? I think Ben Brown's a veteran. He doesn't make the team? Andrew Cooker and Jake Johanning. Wow, interesting. I could say that's a good offensive line no matter how it shapes out. I think that's pretty dang interesting. Now let's look at the defensive projected roster. The Raiders training camp projected 53-man roster on defense. For defensive line, they got Max Crosby, Christian Wilkins, John Jenkins, Malcolm Kuntz, Tyree Wilson, Janaris Robinson, Adam Butler, Ellison Smith, Nesta Jade Cervera, and Marquand McCall. Wow. In this scenario, by these people, Byron Young gets cut, the 3rd-round pick from last year. Matthew Butler, who balled out a little bit at the end of the season and has the teammates Max Crosby talking about him, gets cut. Charles Snowden, David Agoa, he's the international player, so he might go to the... I think that's the international player, David Agoa. So he might go to the practice squad to make it 17 players on the roster for the international player rules. Tamari Fox, Ron Stone, TJ Franklin, and Noah Shannon. Byron Young and Matthew Butler, if they are cut, they're going to ask to be on practice squad, but they might go with another team. I don't know if we're going to get Byron Young, if he's cut, to be back on the team. I don't know if we're going to get Matthew Butler to be on the practice squad if he gets cut, because other teams have an opportunity to sign them, and they're decent players. I hope the Raiders would not cut them. I don't know. But Marquand McCall, I don't know anything about him. I would either put Byron Young or Matthew Butler taking that spot for Marquand McCall, or maybe even at worst Nesta Jada Cervera. But he looks good too. Linebackers, we got Robert Spillane making the team, Divine Diablo, Tommy Eichenberg, let's go! And Luke Masterson and Kanai Muaga. Darian Butler and Amari Burney. Wow, Raiders draft pick getting cut. Probably practice squad. Amari Gaynor. Cornerback, we have Jack Jones making the roster, Nate Hobbs, Jacorian Bennett, Brandon Faison, DeCameron Richardson, and MJ Devonshire. Then the cut candidates are Sam Webb, Cornell Armstrong, woo, governor, and Jaquan Shepard. Sam Webb should probably make the team. He was a free agent acquisition. Maybe take MJ Devonshire and Sam Webb. I don't know. Either one of them practice squad. But if Sam Webb's cut, he'll probably go to another team. Safety, we got Trayvon Morrig, Marcus Epps, Isaiah Palomau, and Chris Smith III. Then cut is Trey Taylor, Jaden Grant, and Phelan Sanford, while Trey Taylor, in my opinion, will go to the practice squad. Maybe another one as well. So that's the 53-man professional projected roster, y'all. That's the 53-man projected roster. All right, guys. Let's come back. Let's watch a Raider video while I take a quick little bit of a break. And then we're going to come back and finish up with the top free agents that are available. And we won't talk too long about it. But let's get this show rolling. And we're going to have a great finale. So let's watch this.